Welcome to another edition of Let's Play WCW 2000. We have jumped back in time 16 years, and now we are on our way to the second pay-per-view of the new year, and that is Superbrawl 2000. Where you will see Ric Flair, Harlem Heat, and Road Warrior Animal team up in an 8-man tag team match against the Outsiders, Jeff Jarrett, and the WCW World's Heavyweight Champion, Scott Steiner. Those four men are better known as NWO 2000. And before we jump into this, because I just wanted to show what exactly, or how exactly, things have went in the first month as we head to the next pay-per-view. As you can tell, our titles have been repaired for the most part, or are slowly but surely getting repaired, thanks to the help of the current champions. Now, I will say this: Scott Steiner, Eddie Guerrero, may not be doing much for the belt, and Chavo Jr. may have not done as much for the belt either, but I will say this: it's only been a month. Not everybody can be Bam Bam Bigelow, who's made the title go up 5. They made the title go up 3, and he made the title go up 5. So not everybody can be the television tag team or hardcore champion. Also, mind you, Steiner has yet to defend the title. Eddie has yet to defend the title. And Chavo, well, in Chavo's case, he hasn't really defended the title against anybody worthwhile. But also, the Cruiserweight title is a mid-card title, and it's very difficult to get mid-card titles up above a certain number. And that's where I'm surprised a low-level title like that is where it is. The floating title, and I'm also surprised that the mid-card title, particularly the television title, has improved as much as it has. You know what? Instead of going through the show, what you can expect at the pay-per-view this Sunday, I'm gonna go like this. Let's get to the show. And I will go through what you will see at the pay-per-view this Sunday night before the end of this video, as we hit up the first pre-show match, and it is Vampiro against Jeremy Lopez. Lopez was a part of a WCW broadcast about a month ago when he was hired as a local talent to face Meng, and much like when he fought Meng, he comes up on the short end of the stick tonight against Vampiro. The second of 3 pre-show matches sees 2 tag teams that really have not done very well for themselves this year in terms of wins. David Flair and Crowbar, and Johnny the Bull Stamboli and Vito the Mamalukes. But either way, in our second pre-show match, Crowbar and David Flair secure their first win of this campaign. And now we move forward as the artist formerly known as Prince Iakea goes up against Reno, and Prince Iakea gets the victory. I can tell you this much, that I think this might be Prince Iakea's last victory for a while. Now we jump right into it. It's time for the opening match of tonight's broadcast, and it is the Cruiserweight Champion, Chavo Guerrero, against teaming up with Medusa and Juventud against the American Nightmare, Disco Inferno, and Evan Courageous. This, my friends, was Evan Courageous' first win of the new year. Even though the American Nightmare got the victory, it was still the first W in the record books for Evan Courageous. But thanks to the American Nightmare, his team got the win. We had we jump backstage and see Conan, what looks to be heading towards the ring, but from out of nowhere, Conan is attacked by Kanyon. And you hear Kanyon say, "I'll see you on Sunday. This time you won't be as lucky. I promise." Because this Sunday night, as we move forward, this Sunday night, Kanyon will be stepping in the ring against Conan, and also, as you saw earlier, it will be Medusa versus Disco Inferno, and with that win, Evan Courageous will enter himself into the Cruiserweight title match to make it a triple threat match for the WCW Cruiserweight title between Chavo Guerrero, Juventud Guerrera, and Evan Courageous. But that's this Sunday. Let's continue with this broadcast as Jim Duggan defeats Eyestrain. And though Jimmy's best in-ring performances are behind him, I still have to tell you this. Duggan does pretty solid against Eyestrain, as Eyestrain only does a little bit better than Medusa did. But following the match, Gene Okerlund steps into the ring to get the thoughts of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, as he will walk in to the pay-per-view on Sunday as the challenger to face Norman Smiley for the WCW World Television Championship. And Duggan shares a story with Gene about how he thought his best days were behind him, how he thought that he would never, ever fight for a title again in a WCW ring, and that this Sunday, it isn't just for him. It isn't just for that flag that he always carries with him to the ring. It is for anyone in the audience that has ever been told, "You can't do it," because I am proof you can. As now we head to commercial break. When we come back, Booker T, Stevie Ray versus Lane and Lodi. Nothing much to the match other than a way to build up this Sunday's match between Booker T and Stevie Ray, Ric Flair, Animal against NWO 2000 in an 8-man tag team elimination match that will main event Superbrawl 2000. And that's exactly what Harlem Heat talks about in their promo. Then we go to a video package for Superbrawl 2000 that I just didn't include in the show. But when we come out of the video package, Mean Gene is in the ring, and he introduces his guest at this time, the United States Champion, Eddie Guerrero. And Eddie talks about his match this Sunday night, live on pay-per-view, defending his U.S. title against Meng. And Eddie says, "Jimmy, Meng isn't the only person that is sick and tired of their spot. Is sick and tired of being told it ain't your time. You're looking at another person, and there's about 5 to 10 other people back there who are sick and tired of hearing the same shit that Meng is tired of hearing. You want to stand out here and say Meng is the only deserving person for this championship? I'll prove you wrong this Sunday when I beat your monster and stay the television champion, because you think that you're the only one who's tired of it. You need a wake-up call, because that's far from the truth." Then Buff comes out, does a spiel back and forth where he says, "I never thought I'd agree with you, but you're right. Meng isn't the only one that's sick and tired of their spot, blah 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 blah." And then so on and so forth. They trade back and forth, and it gets to a match: Eddie versus Buff, and Eddie Guerrero gets the victory over Buff Bagwell, simply because it has nothing to do with Eddie's match at the pay-per-view. It has more to do with the fact that I've never been a fan of Buff Bagwell, and I've never been a fan... Well, okay, fine. That's it. I just never been a fan of Buff Bagwell. That's why he ain't gonna win. Nothing against Buff Bagwell the person, it's just never been a Buff Bagwell fan. So, oh well. Now we head to the match that we'll be helping us build up to this Sunday's pay-per-view, as Rey Mysterio and Billy Kidman will go up against the Varsity Club for the tag team titles, and Rey puts the ball in his court as Mysterio gets the victory over Mike Rotunda in their match tonight. Following the conclusion of the match, we have a heated confrontation between the tag team champions and the Filthy Animals as we go to break. And you hear Mike today say, "At first it didn't seem like there was much tension between these two teams, but as the moment of truth draws near, we're seeing that it doesn't matter what team it is, everyone is hungry to prove themselves as the best team in WCW." Now we head to the next match as Ric Flair goes up against Big T. And unfortunately, Big T... Well, okay, fine, there was no expectations for this match. But either way, even without expectations, Big T really disappointed, because I thought he was going to do a little bit better. But Flair really showed why. Not only he is still the Nature Boy, but he showed also why he is capable of still being the World Heavyweight Champion by getting an 81 in-ring performance in this match. Even more of a reason why Big T very much disappointed. Much like their promo earlier tonight from the Harlem Heat, Ric Flair goes off on the NWO and talks about how he has fought the NWO since the faction was formed back in 1996, and he is sick and tired of fighting. Once this battle is done, so is the NWO. Because I'm not gonna stop fighting. I'm not gonna give up until the NWO doesn't exist anymore. And and then Rick goes on about how he hasn't been treated like the Nature Boy, how he hasn't been given opportunities, how almost everyone who's anyone has tried to destroy his legacy and tarnish what he built. But that changes in the year 2000. Because the NWO isn't going to stand in the way of the Nature Boy anymore. Much like I said earlier, Kanyon, well, let's put it this way. Gene Okerlund tries to get a word with Kanyon, but Kanyon just walks away. He stops, looks at Gene, says, "Nah," and walks away, leaving Gene very puzzled as to why he didn't want to talk to Gino. Now we head to the main event. Roddy Piper against Scott Steiner. Scotty Steiner, wow. Scotty Steiner showing exactly why I gave him the world title, as he got an 88 in-ring performance in that match. Holy crap, what a surprise. I definitely was not surprised. I was definitely not expecting Steiner to do as well as he did. But either way, the match overall didn't do as well as I needed it to actually not lose popularity in any way, shape, or form on this broadcast. So let's hope with the 89 Flair promo and a little bit of defying expectations that the expectations get defied again, and with the show as the show comes to a close with a pull-apart brawl between the 8 men that you will see in the main event this Sunday night at Superbrawl 2000. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? As the show goes off the air with the babyfaces, seeing the babyfaces brawl with the NWO, in the end, we get a final rating of a 74 and end up losing popularity in one region. That's right, we lost popularity in one region from that show. It's been a rough couple of weeks since Mayhem, so let's hope that this Sunday night we can turn things around at Superbrawl 2000. And if we can, hopefully it's a sign of things to come for WCW as I continue to stabilize, or try to stabilize the company. And once more, I want to say this. This Sunday night on pay-per-view, you will see the NWO 2000 against Ric Flair, Animal, and Harlem Heat, as well as Canyon vs. Conan. The Filthy Animals vs. the Varsity Club. Eddie Guerrero vs. Meng. Jim Duggan vs. Norman Smiley for the World Television title, and Eddie Guerrero's matches for the United States title. Also, you will see Disco Inferno vs. Medusa. And, if that wasn't enough, the Cruiserweight Champion Chavo Guerrero will be in action as well. Every title will be on the line. Everything I mentioned, plus more, will happen this Sunday on pay-per-view for WCW 2000. But if you enjoyed this show, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. Till next time. Later.